excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast.
I'm John. Fuck capitalism!
I'm Lindsay, trying to write horror novels because I was a weird kid.
The whole world is a urinal.
Fuck the prime time, bitch!
When people talk about 80s horror movies being better than anything that's ever come out after it, then they're like, these new horror movies, these torture porns like Hostel and Saw. I'm like, that was also 20 years ago.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's been 40 years, and for 40 years, nothing good has come out at all?
It's just probably the nostalgia for them, but you would think, like, they would be open to something being good. Like, there's all sorts of types of horror out now, you know? It's not like they're all like the Saw movies.
There's so much.
I mean, in fact, those are old now.
We've reviewed 50 of them, right? There's so many. There's
more.
Like 50 coming out every week.
Yeah.
There's no way you can keep up with all of it.
Right, yeah.
And
I mean,
yet,
sure, there's a wide range. Some are terrible, some are really good.
Most are probably bad.
Right. But there's good ones out there.
To say, like, nothing good has come out in all of that time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, I mean, if you're referencing 2003 as new, then you're probably
Right.
pretty dumb.
Did I ever tell you about how when I worked at Family Video for like
I worked at a video store, too.
3 months.
Local video store,
Did
though.
you like it?
I loved it.
Oh, I hated it.
Oh.
Family Video sucked.
Well, see, mine was like the local Sandy Lake video store, and it was like not
cool.
that busy, and you could just sit and watch movies when you weren't busy, and you'd be able to take free videos home all the time. Like, so it was not bad at all.
So we could take, if a movie was coming out, like, when did they get released? A Tuesday?
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
I remember. Yep.
Yeah. So we would get them like on Monday, and you could take it home with you Monday night and watch it, but you had to bring it back Tuesday. But anyway, you would be working like by yourself all the time, and their system, point of sale system, cashiering, ringing people up system sucked. It was so horrible. Oh, okay, so I did not watch horror at the time, and I was always like, you would, go and like organize the movies on the wall, and the new release wall was the whole way around the perimeter of the store. And I remember thinking it was like 80% horror movies. Like, there were just so many horror movies compared to other kinds of movies.
Ours was a very small video store, but I probably saw like just about every horror movie we had in there.
Yeah.
I think horror is the most corporate of genres, because the point is to make a movie as cheap as you can and bring back as much as you can in return. And if you can get a franchise going doing that, then you've got a cash cow on your hands. And that's kind of unfortunate, because that's why you end up with so much shit to walk through.
Right, yeah.
Do you think that horror fans, do you think that the companies that make the movies have the idea that horror fans are open to kind of watch anything?
I think they do.
Whereas if you like romantic comedies or something like that, you're really only going to go see the ones that have the huge stars in it, or...
Yeah, there's no indie underground romantic comedies.
I mean, there are, but they do not make money.
Yeah.
Because I really like indie movies.
Me too.
I've watched them, like, since I was, a teenager, but
I mean, like, in
there's
comparison
no money.
of numbers, like, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of independent crap horror, and there's, like, pretty good independent other genres, but not in those numbers, because that's not a cash cow.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, you got it. I just repeated it to you.
I don't know if that's how I said it, but that's what I meant.
Hello!
Oh, shit.
And welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. Happy 50th, guys.
50.
Woo!
Woo! Pew, 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 pew.
I'm John.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm M.
And I picked Ernest Scared Stupid to watch. It was probably the most popular one that I did with the other guys, but when I went back and listened to it, I was an asshole.
You were an asshole?
Yeah.
Did you listen to the episode?
I think I did a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
All three of us were, but we were, like, I think the thing that held it together was that we were hammer drunk.
Okay.
And the stories and offshoots and things that we would talk about were actually pretty funny.
Okay.
But us talking about the movie, it was like we took it... Why would you take Ernest Scared Stupid seriously one bit?
Well, you were taking it seriously?
Yeah, we were like, he already died twice in the fucking movie, and here he is again, out getting cut in half by a fucking... And we're like, just so angry, and I think...
Wait, you're not talking about the movie we were supposed to watch?
Yes, I am.
Who got cut in half?
He didn't get cut in half.
Oh! So,
yeah.
I kept thinking I was going to watch the wrong movie because...
There's a lot of Ernests.
Okay, so there's Ernest Scared Stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Ernest Goes to Jail,
Okay.
right? And I remember hearing about Ernest Goes to Jail. Well, there's also that TV show called Scared Straight.
Okay.
And I kept, when... every time he brought up this movie, I was picturing Ernest going to jail.
Oh.
Like, he was, like, Ernest was being scared straight.
Messed up! Look at me!
Anyway, I was afraid I was going to watch the wrong movie.
Okay,
It was the whole thing.
That's
I don't
funny.
remember anybody getting cut in half, so that scared me for a second.
You thought you might have watched
But
the
I
wrong
was like,
one.
oh no, it was the wrong one!
Like, we were mad because the truck was moving without anybody pushing the gas, but it's a freaking comedy.
When
Right.
the dog was driving the trash truck,
Yeah.
that was the issue?
We were very angry about that.
That was the issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a cute dog.
Very cute dog.
Before we get started, if you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/justanotherhorrorpodcast. We are on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Rate, review, and subscribe.
Or we gonna sue your balls to the wall.
And you can also reach us...
On Twitter, at Just Horror Pod.
And Instagram, just a horror pod.
Boom, boom.
We did it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Lindsay, if you would like to read that.
Ernest accidentally unleashes an...
Face.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's Ernest. I mean, look at him there, too.
Oh my god.
Okay. Ernest accidentally unleashes an ugly troll that plots to transform children into wooden dolls in the town of Briarville, Missouri.
Oh, it was in Missouri.
I didn't know that.
That doesn't make
I didn't know that
matter,
either.
but-
I knew Briarville. That's all I knew.
So, do either of you two have history with this at all?
I remember vaguely when I was in like middle school and they would just put on Ernest movies when we weren't doing anything in school and they had that one on, but I think I was like reading a book or something during it because I just wasn't too interested.
Oh,
I was never a fan of Ernest movies.
I mean, I remember, like, Ernest, like, commercials and I remember the character, but I've never actually watched a movie because it never seemed like it would be any good.
This is the stuff that my dad or my dad's friends would throw on when the kids were stuffed into a room so they could go watch NASCAR. This is what we would watch. This, or Goes to Jail, or Goes to Camp, I think are the only three that I saw.
Okay.
I think he saved Christmas. Could be mistaken. I don't know.
I bet he did.
Maybe.
He seems like he would.
So, okay, so the movie starts out, it says long ago. No specified time.
Right.
It's just long ago.
Right.
And there's this little girl running away and acting terribly. But it was funny watching her run because she was like laughing, but
Right,
like
yeah.
screaming. It was weird.
That was weird.
But that's the kind of acting that we're going to get in this movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. And it turns out it's a trap, and the troll gets captured by the town folk of Briarville. Ernest's relative? I don't know.
Phineas.
Phineas, okay.
Worrell.
He's the guy who, like, buries the troll and puts a curse on him, but then the troll puts a curse on the tree? Or the town?
Well, maybe partially on the tree and then partially on Phineas and all his descendants.
Okay.
Because one day one of his descendants was supposed to unleash what is his name? Trantor the Troll again.
Oh boy.
and his descendants were supposed to like get dumber and dumber and dumber with each generation.
And now we have Ernest. Who's...
Yes.
Wait,
proving that.
When they buried the troll in the ground, we were talking about the semantics of this. The details. Okay, so when they buried the troll in the ground, he was the mayor, right? Phineas Whirl.
Yes,
He was the mayor.
I think so.
Is that Ernest's middle name?
That
Phineas? Ernest
Is
P.
it?
Whirl?
Is
Is
it?
it Phineas?
Oh,
I don't
maybe.
know.
That would make sense. I don't know if
We
it's ever
solved the
said or not
mystery.
in Ernest movies, but yeah, I could see that. It's like a family name. Yeah.
Just occurred to me.
I bet you're right.
So, anywho, when they buried the troll, did Phineas put a curse on the troll, or was he just burying him underground? I thought it was just the
sense
troll
you
that did the
to
cursing.
Something darkness, eternal darkness, or something like that.
Okay, so he's just burying him in the ground.
Yep.
The troll was doing the cursing.
Yeah, the troll was cursing Phineas Whirl and his descendants.
Correct. Okay, I got it now.
Oh man, I lost it. So it cuts forward to Ernest, who's a garbage truck driver.
Well, it's
Well, first it's the little girl in school. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I don't know which one.
What's it feel like when both of us correct you at the same time?
That's why I leave it in. It is pretty funny.
Yeah, they're like in school, and it was what her report was on.
Right.
And then one of the kids is like, well, that's stupid, and the other one defends her.
Oh, I meant like after they say dumber and dumber and dumber, it cuts to Ernest.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But it's the girl giving the report in
Yep.
modern day that is saying dumber
Yes.
and dumber and dumber.
And then Ernest in the garbage truck. Right?
Yeah, I think they just want him to clean out that old woman's house.
Right. Which I kept thinking, she looks so familiar, and that's Eartha Kitt.
Eartha Kitt. Baby.
Catwoman. Yep.
Yeah, and
No.
Santa Baby, and
That's. I'm sorry.
Stacey Bone.
Why'd you say sorry? Say what?
What?
Stacey
What?
Bone.
What's that?
It's so good, I think is what it means in French, and it's a song, and she sung it.
Oh, okay.
So
she's pretty badass. I guess that's what I'm...
So Ernest is using his stupid garbage truck, right?
I think it's a nice garbage truck.
With the mops?
Until it starts to crush them.
Oh, right. What was
What
that?
is all that stuff?
Yeah, I have no idea.
The mops were just dipping in and out of the water, and like
That
that
Were
was
they
weird.
it.
supposed
I've
to
never-
clean something?
I don't know.
Cleaning the garbage? Like, why would you?
This is where, like, this time around I watched it, I'm like, John, don't ask these questions. Kids,
Yeah.
kids wouldn't ask these questions, and this is for kids.
Right.
All right.
It's just him
I mean, I
fidgeting
had
with...
a lot of questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a ton. He's fidgeting with stuff and somehow ends up inside the garbage
He
truck.
fell.
Yeah, he
and
fell into it.
I feel like that happens to him a lot.
Yeah. And then he asks his dog to help him.
Rim shot.
Yeah, rim shot.
Is rim shot okay? So rim shot is like on the
The
drum.
thing
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
old
like
dude does
the
later with
Edge
the
of
drums.
the drums. Right.
How does it go?
Do-do-ch.
It always makes me think of the intro of Erykah Badu's Baduism album, and it's like called Rim Shot. She's like, I want a rim shot. It's like, I don't know. It reminds me of that every time I hear that name.
That sounds cool.
Oh, you should listen. It's really
Listen
good.
to it.
I bet that's not why they named the dog that, though.
No,
Probably
that was
not.
before Erykah Badu.
I'm wondering if the term rim shot is on Urban Dictionary.
I would bet you it
Ooh.
It
is.
sounds like it would be.
You know, I've thought that.
We spent the entirety of the last episode referencing him as Rim Job. The entire thing. I think, okay, let me see if I can remember Cobra's song he just sang because he was drunk. The rim job, lick my butthole.
Is that what a rim job is?
I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's why he said this. Okay, I got it now.
I don't know what it is. I just know I never did it. I mean, at least I assumed I never did. So.
Okay, so we're not gonna do that this time. We're just gonna call him by his proper name.
Yes,
I saw a preview for. It wasn't a preview. It was just like a scene from an Al Pacino movie in the 70s, and I think he's playing a male prostitute, or he's trying to become a male prostitute or something like that, and he goes into the shop and there's these handkerchiefs hanging from the ceiling, and he goes over to the guy working at the shop and he's like, "What are the handkerchiefs for?" And he's like, "The blue one in your right pocket means you're looking for a blowjob. The blue one in your left pocket means you're looking to give a blowjob. The red one in your right pocket means you..." It's like all of these like...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to see that movie. I have no idea what it is.
Huh, I'm not sure.
If anybody knows.
Huh.
Right in.
Did you ever see Midnight Cowboy?
I've seen Urban Cowboy. Have
Okay,
you ever
totally
seen Urban
different, yeah.
Cowboy?
Well, yes, I've seen that. This was like in, I think, the late 60s, and it was actually rated X at
It's
the time.
John Voight, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw it a long time ago.
Like, if you watch it now, you would never think it would ever have been rated X, but I think, like, male prostitute, like, and different, I don't know.
the
They
70s.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
I do recommend Urban Cowboy, though.
Me too.
It's about a dysfunctional relationship, but
Also, Drugstore Cowboy. That's a good movie.
I don't think I've seen that one. All the cowboy movies. We need to watch
Gus
them all.
Van Sant.
I should have a cowboy marathon. One Saturday when I don't have the kids. Just all cowboy movies.
Yeah. That aren't real cowboy movies.
Right. Right.
Holy shit! What the fuck movie are we reviewing?
Deborah Winger is in Urban Cowboy too. She's amazing.
And Dustin Hoffman. Right, isn't
In
he?
in Urban Cowboy?
No. In Midnight Cowboy.
Midnight Cowboy?
Isn't he?
I don't know.
I can't look it up.
Because your fucking internet sucks.
Oh my god!
Sorry, that was too aggressive.
Yeah, he's like Ratso Rizzo.
I will watch that movie. That
You've
sounds
got to
great.
watch it.
Cowboy Day is coming.
Yeehaw!
All right,
This is a good episode.
Holy shit!
get us back on track, Jonathan.
I haven't been since we've started. I think I've skipped like 5 scenes.
I think we left off at Ernest was in his garbage truck,
Right, yes. He fell into the garbage truck. And,
and then he got
Rimshot's
saved.
trying to save him.
Right.
But then Ernest has to stick that doll in there. But he's got to have the whole conversation with the doll first before he can put it in there to save him. You know?
Right.
Because it has a whole family at the doll factory or whatever.
Does he have multiple personality?
He's acting like it. Well, he's like kind of doing a voice for the doll and then being himself.
I get so confused when that stuff starts happening. I mean, I understand, but
When
I
he's doing
don't
different voices
understand.
and stuff.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be funny, I think. I don't know.
Can I
Boy,
just
oh boy.
can I just say that I think he's a really good actor.
Oh, man.
I do.
Actually, I've seen him in some other stuff, and he was good.
The scene where he does all the different people, like he does the
He
woman
does have
and
to
the
do a lot of personalities. You're right.
yes, and there was I'm jumping ahead. Wait, it's on here. There's the one part where he's like, he's a cowboy, and then he's an old lady, and then he's a
Right,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? And then he's in the flappy hair hat, the red with the flannel on, and he was like, "There are no trees in Botswana. I should know. I am a Botswanian lumberjack, and I have never had a job." That was amazing. Oh, and they sent him. I'll just go through my list here.
Go
That'll
ahead,
take us
go
through
ahead.
the movie. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so he couldn't. Okay, the mayor or the cop or somebody wants him to clean up the old
What's her name?
Hackmore.
Hackmore house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which technically isn't her garbage on her private property, and if she wants to keep it there, she can keep
Right,
it there.
yeah. And she
And
says
she's
it's
using
art,
it for
it's
art,
not
yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus-
why is... I don't understand why she's not allowed to have what she wants on her own property.
It was
But
the 90s, man.
children don't care.
I mean, I guess. She also had random fires all over her property. Which
Yeah,
seemed
that could be
little
a
unsafe.
danger.
I don't know if that was like her garbage catching on fire, because that does happen, because there's oil and plastic, and if it sits in the sun, then it'll catch on fire. Anywho.
She seems like she's really out of the way of everything, though. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like if she wants to have this stuff there, other than the fires, because that's not so safe,
Yeah.
she should be able to have it.
Yeah, it's her property. She can do what she wants.
I think that's kind of why Ernest is like, I'm not going to do this.
And plus, I think he's scared.
That too.
Right. And he said he couldn't go clean up the garbage right now because he just took a coal pill.
Right.
What
I think
is
that was his excuse because he was afraid.
Yeah, but what is that? Is that a real thing?
Well, it must have been like an intense cold pill that was gonna like.
Yeah.
And she's not happy that
No,
he's
She wants
there.
him to go away. And I think at one point she points a blowtorch at him.
Yes, I'm like, oh my goodness,
Strange.
a little extreme.
Okay.
But she thinks that he's like cursed and he's gonna like ruin everything for
Okay.
everyone.
So I had this thought today. She has those relatives that are made of wood now, right? The little wood people. And she wants them to unwood. But in order to do that,
And what?
in order to do that, they have to get rid of this troll. And she knows that, so she's setting all this stuff in motion. That's why she tells Ernest, who she knows is going to go do exactly what she told him not to do, exactly what to say and exactly where to say it.
I think you're right.
I thought of that when I saw her picking up the wooden at the end. She's picking up the wooden things, and I'm like, oh, she wanted this to happen.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
I didn't think
though.
about it at the beginning there, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Just whenever I saw she had relatives there that needed to come back. So, when her relatives do come back, that's her sister and brother. I think she calls her sis or whatever.
Is that, I think,
But Ernest is the 7th generation of Whirl since
Phineas?
they buried the troll. Is that right?
That don't add up.
How old is Eartha Kitt?
I remember yelling, she's at least 205 years old.
Well, is she supposed to be like a witch? Maybe she
Ooh.
lives longer.
Maybe she's magical.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she has to be for this to work.
Yeah, I guess so. Why do I keep looking? I did not write anything about this movie in this notebook. It's on my phone.
Okay, so at some point, the kids are like riding around with Ernest, and this is a
Because they saved him.
But it seems
Right.
like he's like friends with these kids and they do this all the
That's why
time.
this is so
because
weird.
like they had said that
Yeah.
their dad got mad at them for riding around with him. So
He's like the town goofball, and all the kids know who he is, and
Yeah.
he knows all the kids. And...
I mean, like, of course that would seem really weird, a middle-aged guy hanging out with children, but he's clearly kind of like a child himself, and that's really why he's hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for just wiping that out of the way. That's good.
Were you going to go on a rant?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It has to work like that for this to make sense. So, let me see here. I am lost.
Well, there's the whole story going on with the kids, too.
Oh, yeah, with the bullies.
The bullies are
bullies.
tearing down all of their playhouses.
Who are the mayor's freaking kids, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that scene where they tear down the playhouse, that happened to me when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, there was a fist
I would be
fight
so
too.
mad.
We built this like little thing by a creek. It was like just pieces of plywood that we picked up and dragged through the woods and stuff. And it was barely held together, but it was fine. And then we were gonna camp there, right? And so we were like making plans to go camp there. We went back home. And we got the camping stuff, and then we were headed back over to it, and it was being torn apart by some assholes, one of which is in jail, the other one is a piece of shit. But then we just we started trying to fight, but we were, not very tough. So,
How old were you?
8 or 9,
That's little.
yeah. I hated that guy.
It actually reminded me, the scene in the movie reminded me of whenever I was little and I was friends with this older girl in my neighborhood, and there were 2 younger girls that she liked to torture all the time. Not literally torture, but like there was like a refrigerator box and she was like holding it shut so they couldn't get out.
That's
Jesus.
terrible.
and I didn't do anything to stop her. I was younger than her.
I mean, when you're little like that,
I still feel
and
guilty
she was
about
older
that.
and everything.
Yeah, I still feel guilty about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I think about it, I have no idea what those little girls' names were, but I'm sure that they go to therapy and talk about those assholes in their neighborhood when they were little.
I mean, at least you weren't participating.
Right.
I don't think I was. Oh, that got dark real fast. I'm sorry.
Well, what you should have done is build a treehouse and flung pizzas at them.
Right. That's the thing to do.
Yeah.
And also canned goods.
I'm like, these
Or
are perfectly
empty.
good pizzas.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I started realizing that this is like upper class stuff going on here.
right, yeah.
Were they empty cans or full cans? Because full cans could do
hurt.
some
Those
damage.
could really, yeah.
It was very strange because like they were getting hit by this stuff, but they just kept being like
Staying there. Yeah, it's like, all you have to do is kind of like walk a little farther away.
Just go away.
And I want to know where I can go for a stroll and have a pizza just flung. at me
Yeah, like
that.
I'll catch it and I can
Wonderful.
start eating pizza.
I wonder if anybody will ever invent pizza delivery.
I hope so.
I hope they put them in boxes though, instead of just flinging pizzas.
Okay. So
You look so scared.
I don't know where to. I'm scared stupid.
Better than being scared straight.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't know.
not. So the kids drive off. What are the bullies' names? Do you remember?
Oh, I have no clue. I can't remember.
Dickhead 1 and Dickhead 2.
I call them the O'Doyles because of the bullies from Billy Madison. Why am I?
O'Doyles.
Yeah, that's good
I'm
enough.
sure one of your favorite movies.
I think one of them was
Oh yeah.
Billy. Weird.
Did you say Bimmy?
Billy.
Oh.
One of their names was Billy, I think. The one that got killed, but then brought back to life. After he was a tiny wooden statue that was somehow making pods come alive.
Horrifying.
Makes perfect sense.
It's horrifying.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I think you're doing it right. I'll get it. I'll get it.
How do you do that?
Magic.
So quickly.
So, Ernest is at the tree, right? And Eartha Kitt comes out and starts yelling.
Did we skip a little bit there?
No, we got to they built the tree. Oh, we did skip over the Botswana Ottoman Empire thing. We did skip over that when he was switching between
Kenny
characters.
was asking Ernest for help.
Mm-hmm.
And Ernest just went into multiple personality mode.
Yeah. Explaining how the Botswanans used like elevation, high ground to stop the Ottoman Empire.
I didn't really follow it. I was just enjoying the impressions.
Both are good.
Sorry.
Right.
Do you remember the whole Botswanian Chinese story?
No, just the parts that I said.
Okay.
Not the rest. So then the jack shoots out from underneath. What is he doing with that jack? Like, you guys have seen cars get jacked before, right?
Like stolen? Yeah, I've jacked cars myself.
Well, then you know he's doing it wrong.
I just didn't understand why he was going so high.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You stop. That's what I meant. You don't have to go that high for
Well,
any
he was
reason.
talking to the kids at the same time, so were they implying that he was
Really distracted.
distracted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What happened next?
I don't know.
So then they had to like find the perfect tree for the tree house, and they go on and like, oh, this one has termites, and this one birds pooping on them, and then they find the creepy,
Occupied.
like
Or no, inhabited. Pooped on it. Sorry.
Then they like hear scary noises and like, mysterious fog coming from this one part of the forest. So let's go that way.
Right.
The one's kind of scared,
Oh.
but the other's like, come on.
The Botswanians used higher ground. That's why they were building a treehouse.
Right, yeah, because they wanted to be
okay.
higher up.
Okay.
That's why I remembered that part.
All right. Okay. So they build this
It's a bad
treehouse.
montage, like a really bad montage.
They seem to build this whole treehouse with all kinds of weapons and
Right.
inventions and materials. They seem to do it in about a couple hours.
They're just saying things like, plug that in there. Yeah, put that on top of that. Almost done.
Hammer that
Yeah.
nail.
Yep. So they just sit there and wait for the bullies to come to them.
Right.
And then they fling the pizza and dog food and other stuff.
True.
And the bullies run away. Hooray! So while that's going on, Ernest is talking with Eartha Kitt because she came out there when they were building in the tree and was like, what the fuck, dude?
It's her property.
Yep. And so he goes back and she explains everything that he needs to know to bring the troll back.
Mm-hmm.
Telling him not to do it.
Right. Okay.
And so he goes right to the tree and,
Tells the kids about it.
yep, exactly, verbatim.
By doing it.
Right.
So now the troll's there, and the kids all ran home. And it's just Ernest and the troll. And he knocks a thing of milk out from a garbage can.
Who does?
Ernest, when he falls over.
Uh-huh.
And the troll runs away. Because the troll is afraid of milk.
Right. Now, is it only cow's milk?
I don't
Or
know.
could we do some oat milk, some almond milk,
Yeah, I wonder if that would count.
coconut milk?
I don't think they really dived into that.
Because
It was kind of before all those too. Like this was back in the 90s. There was like soy milk, and that was about it. Like in
Yeah.
addition to the dairy.
That's true. It was kind of weird at the end when the kid was like, "Oh, a mother's care,
It
milk,"
got real weird.
and I'm
yeah.
like, "Ew,
Yeah, it was
really?
weird.
That's what you're?"
There's a couple of gross things in this.
What else?
Mm-hmm.
When he says, "Do you smell fish?" What kind of humor is that?
I don't know.
Is it redneck humor?
I think that was just what was said back then. I remember kids saying
Yeah.
that in junior high all the time. And that's the level of humor we're on.
Yeah,
so.
it just leaves, like stuff like that just leaves me baffled.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me think here. Ernest now
Do you
goes.
think the microphone is picking you up?
Yes, and it will. If it isn't, it will.
Yeah, okay.
So Ernest then goes to the sheriff's house to hysterically yell about the troll
Mhm.
instead of calmly. Even I don't think that he would listen anyway, but like he's just screaming and yelling about worms coming out of something's face, and I don't know. Would you take anything seriously like that?
No, especially coming out of Ernest, you know.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of a situation where, like, if somebody came up to you and said, "I saw a troll," you'd be like, "All
Mhm.
right."
Well, yeah, you're gonna think.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I remember you complaining about the parents in the movie.
I felt a little different this time.
Right.
Hmm?
I actually thought it was fun. The scene, I'm just going to go to whatever scene I think of. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
This is beyond fixing.
So there's the scene when they go into the police station. I remember you talking about that before, that they're all like, our trash hasn't been picked up. But they were actually concerned about the kids. They were asking
There
about...
were parents who were
Right, yeah.
legitimately
And then there
concerned.
was one guy that was like, my trash hasn't been picked up in 2 days! And I was like, oh, that's the punchline. Like, fuck those kids.
Yeah.
Come get my trash.
Right.
And it's also a reminder that Ernest is supposed to be doing his job this whole time.
Right, yeah.
I still think that it's kind of weird that they were, like, a lot of the town's children are missing, and they're just taking them out to this thing anyway, and having a big Halloween bash anyway, and getting dressed up. Like, it just seemed weird. You'd think there'd be more
'Cause
people who were concerned.
Nobody really thought they were missing. Every time they went to somebody and said, Have you seen so-and-so? Oh, she's probably just over there. Have you seen so-and-so? Oh, he probably just went,
Yeah.
you know. So nobody really thought they were missing.
Well, how many kids do you think it would take before they were like, okay, this is a problem?
Only when it was their own kid.
Ah, that's awesome. Like, you're the only person with kids left, and you're like, you guys are all fucking crazy.
Yeah, if it's not happening to them, it doesn't matter.
Okay, so do you guys like the troll effects? Do you think it's a pretty
Gross.
Cool? You think it's gross?
It's fine. I mean, like for a children's movie, I guess.
The guys who did Killer Clowns from Outer Space did that.
I knew it.
Oh, that's I could see it.
Yeah. I thought that...
I liked it better in Killer Clowns, though.
Yeah.
Did they use the puppet from that Goblin movie?
Oh, Troll 2?
Yeah.
No. I think the ones at the end kind of look like maybe.
I mean, I could definitely tell the Killer Clowns.
Wait, what?
I could definitely tell they were similar to the Killer Clowns puppets.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they are, puppets?
Yeah.
Are there
just
people
puppets.
inside of them? Or are
It's
they...
both. It's like a mix of both. I don't know if they used animatronics, I'm not sure, but I think it's mostly puppets.
Okay.
They also did Critters. That's the other one that they did. So they're pretty good at this. I mean,
what
for
did you
what they
think
do.
about the
I thought
troll?
it looked good.
Yeah.
The regular one. The other ones looked kind of cheap, but they were still okay because they were just kind of there for like a second. It didn't really matter. So
I thought it was gross.
it did the trick for you then.
All the slimy, ooey gooey.
Did it look like?
Ugh.
Did it look like it was like realistic? Like
No.
No.
Did it look like?
Ugh.
Did it look like it was like realistic? Like
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It was just gross.
Okay.
Just gross.
I mean, I guess I've never seen a real troll, so
Yeah,
how
good
would
point.
I know?
Yeah, they're probably just nice little fellows or something.
Yeah. They're always portrayed as these like.
Oh, they
Horrible
take your money
things.
for crossing bridges,
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Do you think that's where the name toll comes from? If you're a troll,
Yeah, that would...
are you a toll troll or a
Yeah.
troll toll?
That's. What? I think you might
And
be
what
right.
would be a toll troll?
Toll troll?
Or a troll toll?
Where they try to take the toll?
I
for
guess
crossing?
the troll toll... Wait, no, the toll troll
You have
would
to-
take the...
You have to pay the toll troll to the troll toll.
Yes. Or wait, opposite, right?
I don't know. I was really excited. I just said all the words.
The images in my head were just insane right there. There's like two trolls and they're trying to hand each other money, but it's falling all over the
Oh
place
my
because they
gosh.
don't know who's supposed to take
Oh.
it.
I was picturing Dora the Explorer. They always came across bridges and troll type things. Except you had to like think of a word or something to get over the bridge. Okay, sorry. Go
No, it's
ahead.
okay.
I
No.
interrupted you.
We're nowhere.
We're nowhere and
Okay.
everywhere.
So one of the kids, I don't even know what his name is. He just has glasses. He's glasses.
The first
kid.
one that gets killed.
Yeah,
Glasses kid.
He's wandering home by himself, falls down into a little bog, and then he thinks Ernest is pulling him up. But
I thought
it's
he
the
was
troll.
running.
Right.
Wasn't he running?
Well, he was.
That's how he got into the... I don't remember. Just
He was
ignore
either
me.
running or walking or something.
Yeah, I just
but-
remember him falling in there and then thinking Ernest was helping him because
So we now
somehow
know
the
that
troll
this-
can take on
that's what I was
Ernest's
gonna say.
voice.
It can sound like, other, people. That's creepy. That's creepy as shit, man.
Because we're saying like two different sentences, but then you ended with the same words.
Ugh. Well, okay. So what it does is it turns them into little wooden dolls.
Mhm.
And I think he needs 5 of them. The thing is, he has to put 5 children's wooden souls into the inside of a tree, and these little green balls will form on it like little spuds. And then once he gets 5 in there, they'll start falling on the ground and make more trolls. Which then I think will probably repeat the process until because they are a banished race, but they're trying to come back. So, I don't know, man.
Okay.
I'm kind of on the troll side here.
They gotta kill 5 kids each?
They're not killing them.
They
They're
just
turning
turn
them
them
into
into
wooden
wooden-
dolls.
They're not alive anymore!
But they can come back to life.
Yeah.
But only if...
That troll dies.
Ernest!
If that troll dies, they come back to life. And someday that troll's gonna die.
Wait, what? If that troll dies, then
The
the
wooden
5
dolls
wooden dolls that
Come
it
back to
got...
life. Yep.
They all come back to life.
How do you know that?
Because
It
it
happens
happens
at
in
the
the
end.
movie.
But how
That's
do
what
you
happens
know...
at the end of the movie.
How do you know it's only the kids that he killed?
Because he's the last troll to die.
But wouldn't there be wooden kids like all over the place from all the different trolls?
Probably.
And then maybe the wooden dolls move to another area, and then all of a sudden they come back to life whenever the troll that's like
Yeah.
100 miles away gets
That's why.
killed.
That's why you get somebody just like popping up in Seattle who's like, "Where the fuck am I?"
Yeah.
Sitting on somebody's
Yeah.
bookcase because they bought a little wooden figure at a thrift store.
And it could be like years and years later.
Yeah, you just never know.
Man, these guys wrote a deep movie.
Yeah.
So, trying to think. The next day, what is the little boy's name?
The main one?
I don't know either of the
Kenny.
kids' names. Kenny,
Kenny, Elizabeth, and Glasses Kid.
Glasses Kid's gone. Thank God.
We don't have to remember his
Yeah.
name.
Let's see.
Oh,
Kenny-
wait, I can't get on the internet to find out what it is anyway.
Kenny and Elizabeth don't know where Glasses Kid is. They're like, maybe he's at the treehouse. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to the treehouse. He's not there. And then I'm lost right now. What happens next?
Do they tell Ernest? No, they don't really know. They don't know where he is, but they're not afraid yet, right?
I think they're worried that they saw something. They didn't know what it was. Alright.
Time to break out the references.
Oh.
I want to eat more of my pizza.
Did you guys take notes on this?
I did, but
I just have a list of questions. Rim shot. Covered that. Boy, I sure hope you're from Keebler.
Oh, yeah.
Ernest said that to the troll. Gross puppet thing, nasty slime balls. Is the kid actually dead? You are the great redneck hope.
Okay. I
Hey,
got
here's
it.
a question.
What?
Where's Vern?
Yeah. He's not in this movie, and I don't know why.
Who is Vern?
That I also do not know.
Do you ever see Vern?
No.
Is he in any of the movies?
He talks to him, but I don't know who he is.
You hear a voice?
No, I don't think so.
so we just know the idea of him.
So you never see Vern?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't, because I remember watching him and he would just say that. He'd be like, you know what I mean, Vern? There's no one there.
It's weird.
Okay, okay. Alright. I'm gonna find a commercial with Vern in it, though.
Please do.
I don't
Solve
know
this
why.
existential crisis.
When I go home, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna remember, though.
What was it? Find who? I've lost it.
Find a
already.
commercial with Vern in it.
Vern. Got it.
Find.
Fine. This is
Oh
hard
my
to
god.
do.
Commercial.
Commercial. Arrow.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Okay, hang on a second here. Old Lady Hackmore discovers this. She angrily leaves, following her. Here's okay. Blah, 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 blah. Where are we? After none of the townsfolk will assist Ernest because of the upcoming Halloween party, he mounts a one-man and one-dog defense operation in preparation for Trantor's appearance. Meanwhile, Trantor captures a boy on a skateboard as his second victim.
That's incredible writing.
Yeah,
Isn't it really good?
Amazing.
That was a really good sentence. 2 sentences.
Okay, so what happened there? What did I just say? Because I don't know.
He wants to build a thing against the trolls.
He's running through town with a bullhorn, screaming bullshit about the troll.
Oh, right.
And then he and his dog are gonna save things.
Do they go buy a bunch of shit in this scene?
Oh, they go to
This is so dumb.
the 2 guys that are like, give me everything you ever have with trolls. And they start pulling out all these troll traps and defenses and weapons and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Which seems a little unbelievable.
Right.
It comes to
And
like
then
I guess
$1,700 or
Briarville
something.
is known for probably trolls, though, like in its past, right?
Yeah, I think they're just
So
cashing
they
out on
probably have
folklore.
more of that stuff than a normal town would have.
Alright. He calls it... He says that they're forming a virtual reality of troll extermination.
Like, what?
Oh, right. He comes out with all that stuff all
He's
over
like,
him.
"Rah, rah, rah," and he like goes into this, like one of his little speeches, and it says, and he said forming a virtual reality
Oh, boy.
of troll extermination. He also called himself steadfast and truncated.
What?
So that means
What?
consistent and short, right?
I guess so.
I think he just uses these. I was pretty amazed by the words he was using, and then I was like, wait a
He
second.
probably doesn't even know what the words mean.
It was like, that doesn't make sense. Sounds good, but it doesn't make sense.
Like, the kid said something about, like, the milk eradicates them, and he's like, yeah, and it gets rid of them, too. Or, like, like, he doesn't know what these words mean.
He just says them.
Okay. What did we just go over real quick?
That Ernest bought
He bought all that stuff.
the stuff
Okay.
and then
Got it.
rigged up the fort.
Okay. He also puts up like a garbage thing, like a garbage can.
Dumpster.
A dumpster that says "Free Kids."
Free kids, and it has arrows.
Oh man,
Because the
Trying
trolls
to
are after
lure
kids.
the trolls.
that's awesome.
Next time I have to set a mousetrap or something, I'll just write a little
Yeah.
post-it note that says "free cheese."
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, Elizabeth goes home. Her mom is kind of a dick. Won't listen to her at all. So...
Well, I think I know why.
Okay.
So the parents were all dressed up and everything too. So it wasn't just a kids' party; it was a party for everybody in the town, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the parents wanted to go to the party, and when the kids were like, I don't know what they said, but they were like, "You're gonna go," and that's it,
Right.
because they wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but like, I just feel like nobody in this movie is taking like kids being missing like seriously at all.
Right.
At all.
Well, they're not taking the troll stuff seriously.
Okay. But
The parents whose kids are actually missing are actually very upset and searching for them, and
it's frustrating. I'm frustrated. I just want somebody to listen to somebody in this movie. But no, I just...
Ernest listens to the kids.
Yeah.
So that's the lesson here.
Listen to strangers, not your parents.
Trust the middle-aged man
Oh no. Oh no.
in
Is
your
that the-
neighborhood instead of your parents.
Oh.
No.
There we go.
Thinking about what you would do if you could use time travel. And most people would go back and they would like kill Hitler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not go back and like raise Hitler differently?
Oh, yeah.
Or something constructive with him. And so, like, if I was going to go back in time, I wouldn't kick the shit out of that kid. I would try to be his friend.
Oh, yeah.
But I was afraid of him. so I didn't try to be his friend.
Mm-hmm.
But he probably needed one.
Yeah.
There you go. How's that? Was that good?
I think that's good. That's good
Well,
advice.
But now you're teaching Garrett about the stuff that you learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep telling him if there's like a bully, like, you know, don't bully him back. Don't necessarily, like, you know, don't be like, oh, because that's not going to work. But, like, try to be his friend a little bit. Find out what's
Yeah.
bothering him. I don't know if he's doing
Although
it.
when you get into high school, it can get you into some trouble.
Befriending bullies, you mean?
Yeah, or befriend. Because a lot of times, I mean, I hate to.
They'll take you with them.
The kid, yeah,
That's
exactly.
happened to me,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, the kids that are, even though maybe that their parents were shitty or whatever, but they're getting into more trouble and they're welcome to have you join them.
Have I told the story about getting talked to by the cops on here
In
yet?
Slippery Rock?
No, when I had to actually go into the police station because of a stolen van.
I think I remember something about that. Because of the guy and your brother.
Yeah, No, not my brother. No, that was the time he got held up at gunpoint. That's a different one. I was going to Warped Tour, but I was like 16, so I had to make all these different arrangements to get there because nobody could just drive, or nobody could use a car to drive that far, whatever it was. So I was friends with this complete piece of trash, Ted, and he would steal my dad's pain pills. He would drive the quad around and flip it over and hurt himself, and he was just a real asshole. And he would come into work. He would come into school drunk a lot, but I don't know why I hung out with him. I can't remember. But him and I were looking for a ride, so I would ride with him on the quad to wherever it was he wanted to. And so we went to Slippery Rock, and we pulled into this guy's driveway. And Ted told me to just stay there. And him and the guy went and talked about something. And I was like, whatever. And then they came back, and then we left. So nothing happened with that guy that I knew about. We ended up getting a ride with somebody else. But I come home one day from school, and my dad wants to know about a van. And I'm like, what? He's like, cops were here. They want to know what happened with the van. And I'm like, I have no idea what happened with the van. And so they ended up having me come in, and I had to explain to them that I went there with Ted, and that was the only time I was on that property, because across the street, a van had been stolen and taken to Ted's house. Ted stole the van. And
Ted stole it.
yeah. And park it in his freaking front yard.
Well,
Like an
that's smart.
ass.
Like right across the street.
But I had to explain. I was like, I was just there. And they were like, do you know they were getting weed? And I'm like, I had no idea what was going on. They're like, you didn't? And I'm like, they just told me to stand there. I don't even know who the guy was. I know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time I ever hung out with Ted. Then my
So
brother,
when did he steal the van?
that night, he went back there because he knew there was weed, and then he heard somebody coming, so he ran out, stole the van, and drove it home. Wow. Yeah. That's the kid who later held Darren at gunpoint.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Probably good you're not friends with him anymore then.
I wish he would have got turned into a wooden boy
Yeah.
thrown in a tree.
All right.
I'm going to say this. The scare with Elizabeth actually worked when I was a kid. Scared the shit out of me. When
Elizabeth in the back of the car, or her voice in the giant
when she's in
can?
the bed. And she looks under the bed, and then pulls it up, and then rolls over, and then
Oh,
it just
yeah.
jump cuts to
I was like,
oh man.
I was like, Jesus Christ. That's disgusting.
I think it's kind of a ripoff of Poltergeist a little bit with the
Oh,
clown.
yeah.
But it's still, when I was a little kid, I was like, woo!
Right.
I think that's why I went back to this movie a whole bunch. I didn't realize the rest of it was something else. So now he has 3 kids.
Mhm.
Unknown skateboard kid. I really mourned him.
Glasses boy.
Glasses boy. Glasses boy at least got a line. Skateboard kid was just like, oh no!
Yeah, he just screamed, I think. Aw.
Poor kid.
Poor kid.
So Kenny comes home, and the bullies have been apparently sleeping in his boat, waiting for him to come home.
God.
And they pop out and yell at him, and then his mom pulls in, and the bullies run away, and the mom's like, and he just like takes off, like a little asshole.
Yeah.
I have a different stance on this now. I don't think that she's a bad mom. Like, he was just being a piece of shit.
I don't know. Eartha Kitt also told him that sometimes you should do what you want, no matter what anybody says.
Oh, that's right.
Great messages for kids.
That's why he ran through the street with a bullhorn.
What?
Because he's just doing whatever.
No, she told a kid that, not Ernest.
Oh.
Are you talking about Ernest?
I don't know, am I? Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Maybe the kid told Ernest what she told him. Maybe, I said.
Ernest, what he told him?
Well, no, maybe the kid told Ernest what she told him.
What, who told him?
No, what Eartha Kitt told him.
Oh! I'm so sorry.
This isn't really important.
Oh, okay, well, let's stop then.
Well, I mean, we can talk about it more.
I don't really know what we're talking about, so it's okay.
I concede to you, I don't know.
What happened next?
Next, Ernest probably did something. He did something probably dumb.
Probably.
I know at one point he was setting this big trap, okay? And he was doing it in the worst, most stupid way you could. And he ended up
the giant
himself.
bear trap.
And then he insulted that precious dog's beauty.
Yeah.
And so the dog did not give him the stick.
Yeah, and then he got shot out into the universe by the giant bear. Usually those things are like that big.
Yeah.
For bear, right?
Yeah, I don't know what they were trying to catch there.
The troll.
In that thing?
He was setting a trap for the troll.
I know.
Oh.
But it was way too big.
He was trying to get the whole troll, not just his leg.
Holy shit.
Right?
I thought so.
Brutal.
See? We're on the same page.
He wants to eviscerate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he does.
Mm-hmm.
With milk.
No, with
No, he makes out
unconditional
with it.
love.
Oh, right. With unconditional love. I'm sorry, I forgot about that part. Oh my god. They danced!
Yes, and then they kiss.
What the fuck?
And he tells the troll that he's so cute.
Ugh. Gross. But
Yeah, the
seemed to
troll
like
got
the
too
dancing.
strong for milk, remember?
Right, right.
Why though? He's just down there yelling, make me
Because he
more
made his
stuff.
he got his army. So.
Yeah. And plus a dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dog. I bet the dog did it. He only needed 5 kids. The dog gave him the power
No.
to have long fingernails and more worms.
Ew, God, that's so gross.
That's really all it did, but
Ugh. And it made him invincible to milk.
Yeah.
yep. And so
I mean, isn't that what you would think it would do?
Seems like common sense to me.
So okay, no, I'm not gonna get into the semantics of invincible.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, so he makes out with a troll, and the movie
No.
goes back to where we were
No,
like 5 minutes
the
ago.
party, the troll shows up at the party. what happened before that? Elizabeth gets...
Before that, everybody's in the mayor's office. Or the sheriff's office. And this scene, you're right. The parents are actually concerned, except for one guy in a bee suit who hasn't had his trash picked up.
Bingo.
Yep. So, they all make their way to the thing. Where
The Halloween party.
The Halloween party thing. I don't know what's going on here. They're just like...
Halloween party. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like an organized one?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Because I thought like party mingling. I thought this was like some sort of like performance or something.
No, it was like
I
a
don't
dance.
think so. I think it was like a Halloween party.
Okay. I don't know why it matters to me. It doesn't. I was confused. But okay, so the troll's just standing on the stage. Just standing there. And then he attacks the one brother and turns him into a wooden doll. But then Ernest shows up with, okay, we gotta go back to when he was inside of a tin can, reading a book.
Yes. Did Eartha Kitt have a giant can opener?
Yes.
Is that what that was? A giant can opener. Not like some other
She
kind
had a
of
lot
weapon.
crazy stuff.
So she was trying to use that to open the can
From the side?
From the side.
Yeah.
And he's reading the book, and it says, to defeat the troll, you need M-I blank K.
Mm-hmm.
And real offhandedly, he's like, Miak, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So that joke actually pays off, and I thought that was cool.
It pays off?
Yeah, because when he's facing off with the troll in the gym, he pulls out Miak. Yay, simple joke for Simple John.
Okay.
I was starving for humor in this movie, man.
I mean, for kids, I think Jim Varney did a wonderful job.
He's good with his
Yeah.
face, yeah.
He's good with his face.
Yeah. Oh boy.
What's next?
Yeah, I had something about when the troll said something about his forefathers, and he was like, I just had one father, and I didn't know him that well.
Yeah, I like that one too. That's a dark joke, but it works.
It was kind of funny.
You feel like that kind of thing. Wait a second.
I think we skipped over the entire truck chase thing.
That's alright.
Is your phone working?
Just the list I made last night. I thought I wrote down. I just have all these questions on here. Oh, the dog driving the truck.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot about that part.
I think we said something in the beginning about that, right?
No, that's when he was in the garbage truck. You're talking about when he was driving the truck. Like, driving it.
Yeah.
Sometimes he was steering. Other times he was pushing the gas.
Yeah.
But the truck just
Yeah, it
kept
doesn't
right
matter.
on going.
Yeah.
And I thought that was actually really funny.
We did bring that up in the middle.
I
or at
thought
the
we
beginning,
did, yeah.
because that's what one of the problems you had with the movie the last time you recorded this podcast was nobody was pushing the
I
truck
didn't mean to
pedals.
rehash that, I'm sorry.
But that was funny.
Well. Are you thinking, or are you done?
I don't know where we are.
The dog was driving the truck.
Then the can opener.
He tries to attack it with the Miak. It doesn't work because it's not Miak. He falls backwards into a bench and a bunch of ice cream falls everywhere.
Ah, yes.
And then everybody realizes that it's milk because the troll takes off. So they all go out and get milk.
I like that. The kids just riding their bikes through the store and like with all the milk products.
So they all get the milk and the parents start driving out to the treehouse, right?
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow they
Meanwhile,
all end up at the treehouse.
Yeah, Ernest is going to the treehouse, crushes the... When did the dog get turned into a wooden dog?
Like in the midst of the fighting and whatnot.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No. Or was it when he hit him with the car, the truck?
No, because he said
No.
that's another benefit of being a wooden dog. When he-
Right. I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, at some point he became a wooden dog, but he crashes into the tree, and then spores start falling down.
Gross.
And-
It was gross.
Yeah, they're not supposed to touch the ground, and he's catching them, but then just dropping them, and they catch it, and then they just drop it. It's like, oh man, dude.
So if they touch the ground, then they sprout a troll,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yep. And these ones are the ones that I think are kind of, they look okay, but they're kind of cheap.
Yeah.
So I wrote.
I wonder. Oh, you go.
Go ahead.
Oh, I wonder what the budget was with this movie, like for
No
a kids
idea.
movie,
Yeah, it would all
with
be
the
in
effects and everything.
There was nobody in this cast, except for
Eartha
the kid.
Kitt.
There was nobody in this cast. So, and it's all the same people doing it in-house, because those guys work together all the time.
Yeah.
So, couldn't have been that much.
Right.
Just-
Yeah. I meant mainly for the effects, like of the troll and stuff.
Okay.
Well, I don't need to
That's-
know. It doesn't really matter.
I remember hearing, when I listened to it today, 14 million. Something like 14 million.
Wow.
So that actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would all be for the puppetry.
Yeah.
Not bad for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's made more than that. So
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, just the home video sales alone, probably. So, there's a bunch of fighting going on between the parents and the trolls. The parents are getting their asses kicked. And those two guys from the store are just, like, taking pictures of everything, which I thought was pretty funny. Oh, man.
were we just staring at you blankly?
Yeah. Now I know how that feels.
But then the kids show up with
Yeah,
milk
Right.
Yay.
in water guns, which I thought was really
Yeah.
ingenious.
Mm-hmm. But it only works for so long.
Yeah, because the main troll gets power from something. And he's invincible, and the only thing that can stop him is
Unconditional
unconditional love. Did they mention that when they were...
It first was mentioned when Eartha Kitt was watching that mother and son that were like fighting about the costume, and then the son like apologized, and then they were like, "I love you," and then she's like, "That's it, unconditional love." Like, I don't know how
Did she
really.
ever tell Ernest?
I don't think so.
How did he figure it out?
I don't know. I wondered that myself.
I thought there was a quote, something about that mother's care thing.
That's what I was wondering. Was that the quote from that book?
What book?
That one that kept reading all the stuff, the instructions on how to kill it and stuff like that.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just thinking about if this is important or not. Should we just move on?
You're gonna have fun editing this.
Yeah, right?
Oh boy.
So when the trolls are like birthed from the ground, which is really gross, they're wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Just something
Right,
I noticed.
It's funny.
One of them had shoulder pads on. So Ernest is up in the treehouse doing lots of impersonations again. There was one of them that I really liked. I can't remember which one it was. Probably should have taken notes, John.
Okay.
But there's a scene where they're chasing him around a tree, the center of the tree, too.
Yeah, that was a
Oh
great.
my god.
That was a great scene. You're gonna shrivel up into a ball.
I think so. I feel like I'm saying the dumbest shit.
It's fine. We should wrap it up.
Okay. Yeah, we're through it, right? We're
I
through
mean,
it.
let's
I
see.
mean,
Do we
okay,
have
so
anything?
they kill he kills the troll, the main troll, impenetrable to milk.
But not to unconditional love.
Yeah.
We did talk about this 25 minutes ago,
Oh
didn't
my
we?
god. Have we been trying to get through the ending
Yes.
scene for that long?
Yes.
I feel like we were at the ending and then we went back a little bit and then we're back at the ending again.
Man.
This is awesome. This is a great study of how the brain works.
Yes.
Ah.
Okay, so then he dances and hugs him and kisses him or whatever, and then he dies.
And then all the wooden dolls come back to life and
Right.
their kids and the dog.
When Kenny was turned into a wooden doll at the end, and his parents are standing there, and they're like, no, like, they think that their kid just died. Died.
Uh-huh.
And right next to them is another adult in a colonial costume
Yes.
with toilet paper rolls. Like, going like, whoa, whoa.
Right.
Oh my god. So inappropriate. Okay, so then the troll dies. And then people say they never should have doubted Ernest, and then
I think that's it.
That's pretty much
is that how it ends?
last I remember anyway.
Yeah, the last thing is just Eartha Kitt looking at the screen like, and that's it.
Okay.
Movie ends.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I don't know what to give this. I'm terrified to give it a score.
What do you think is going to happen? Take us through the numbers and what you think is going to happen with each number.
Yeah.
At 10, I will break reality and end up somewhere else and not know where I am. 1 is what you want from me. 1 is what you want from me.
What we want from you? No, we're never. I have no expectations for your score. I'm not going to be real disappointed or excited about it either way.
Well, that's why I am going to give it a 5, because it is just kind of flatline.
Well, now I have to beat your ass.
It's not the horrendous, terrible piece of shit that I thought it was before. But it's not for me. It's more for, like, 8-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's for. There's no reason to trash it because it doesn't fit what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's fine. Show it to your kid. 5. Not 8. Not 8. 5.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I've never been like an Ernest fan, so they're not like really my type of movie, but for a kids kind of movie, like, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it had its funny moments and the troll effects weren't terrible. I don't know. I guess like a 3 I'm gonna give it.
Okay.
Me too. 3.
It's not
Ernest is a
anything
really
you'd
good
ever
actor.
wanna-
It made me chuckle a few times, and it was a kid's movie and gross parts. So yeah, 3.
That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna shut this down now, everybody.
Wait, what are you gonna say? You have
Oh.
to say the.
Well, we did that at the beginning, but I will say happy 50th, and we're
Yay!
gonna be gone for a month.
Yay!
Clearly
Little vacation.
need it.
Taken off.
Yea, I call thee forth, Trantor.